What is up? Welcome back to the NBA Rundown. All right. So, obviously, I thought, hey, this week we'll be ready to get back and do these shows on a consistent basis. And I was wrong. I've been dealing with car things all day, every single day. I'm later than usual. So, I apologize for not being able to make a time and sticking to it. I'm going to get with Tyler next week, and we'll probably have to push it back. I still have to go to do car stuff next Tuesday as well. So I have no idea what time we'll be on Tuesday. But anyways, I appreciate everyone for watching, and we are going to get dialed in. To be fair, this was kind of like the worst time of the year to come back. Like as far as sports betting and doing this content was not, the most well thought out timing for me. But as you guys can see, like I'm in my new place, right? It looks pretty nice behind me. I'm pretty happy about that. And, getting back into the NBA, and it hasn't been the best week. And if you've been watching the shows, you know that it's like, okay, I'm doing pretty good as far as dialing in these plays and these breakdowns. It's just choosing them. Like, so for example, 2 days ago, my two favorite looks were Clippers and Suns. Well, the Clippers line moved against me. The Suns line moved for me. I took the Suns, they get blown out, and the Clippers win with ease. So I feel like it's just right there. I'm going to be ready to go. Chat with me today. Guys, this is Nuke the House. We're going to be live this weekend. Live betting the NCAA tournament. Live betting NASCAR. Live betting UFC. Got it all here. NukeTheHouse.com. All right, let's dive right in, guys. First game, Cleveland Cavaliers are laying 6.5 against the Detroit Pistons. Total 231.5. I got to figure out this bet online. Bookmaker's better for doing these shows. I don't like how bet online's set up. Okay, I can see it a little better now. I got a full screen on my other screen. All right, so Cavaliers are minus 6.5 in Detroit taking on the Pistons. Total is 231.5. Let me jump on over here to, I was trying to do some research this morning. It's weird how car places like CarMax and Les Schwab, their Wi-Fi will not let you can't even look at like anything to do with gambling. It's not even the website you bet on. Just get information. It's hard to do. But okay, enough of that complaining. Let's talk about who's going to play tonight and why this is. So Katie Cunningham, Jaden Ivey's been out for a while, but Cade's going to miss tonight, which is probably why Cleveland's laying 6.5. But I think the important news on the other side, I see Garland and Mitchell back, but Ty Jerome, who's been excellent this season, really been a key piece of the Cavaliers, he will be out. Let's look at some of these trends for these games. So Cleveland's 2-5 against the spread over their last 7. They've gone over 5 of their last 6 games. They're 16-4 straight up in their last 20 games, and they're 10-0 straight up in their last 10 against Detroit. So they've been beating Detroit. Now, will they cover the spread? I don't know. Detroit's also 2-5 against the spread. So these are two teams that were really hot and have kind of come back to earth. And I would kind of say for different reasons. I think that Cleveland is about to the point where they know, okay, we've had a successful regular season. All that really matters is the playoffs. And I think it's hot as they were to start. It's hard to stay dialed in all season long. So you're getting kind of the malaise from the, they're probably looking ahead to that Eastern Conference Finals. Now I know all the playoff games will be big, but they're probably thinking, can we do it against Boston? And they're thinking about Boston. Detroit might have been, coming out of that All-Star break, maybe they played a little better than they are as a team right now. With Cade Cunningham being out, we're not seeing this full-strength team. However, Detroit's pretty good still. 8-3 straight up in their last 11 at home. Total's gone under 10 of the last 11 times these two teams have played. So, at least this is a game that's worth betting. I mean, we're going to skip a couple of these, spoiler alert here, because I don't think, I'm not with two tanking teams. I don't even care. But both these teams at least have some sort of incentive to play. I mean, Cleveland's pretty much locked into number 1, but technically they can get number 1 in the finals. Yep. And of course, Detroit's fighting for that 6th spot here, playing. They've pretty much got it. Starlink's not perfect, guys. Man, I lost both of you guys that were watching. Oh, well. Starlink's not perfect. My apologies. Detroit's won 4 of their last 5. Huge win against San Antonio. I was wrong on that one. But here we go here. So if I'm looking at this game, my numbers say to take the points with the Pistons. But I also wonder how much they could be wrong, because how do you accurately account for Cade being out? And it's not superstar subtraction because he missed against San Antonio. So that's where that one would apply. So if you hold me to it, I'm going to go ahead and take the points with the Pistons. And not really a big play on the total. What did that total come in at? Yeah, I got this pretty close to the number. Let's stay away from the total. Let's take the Pistons plus 6.5. Hornets, Raptors, don't care. You guys want to bet it? Go ahead. Fine. Clippers, Nets. Clippers are out to minus 13. This is another one. I mean, at least Clippers have something to play for. So I'll break it down. I'm only going to skip the really terrible ones. I'll tell you what, I don't want to get involved in this one from the side perspective. I think they did a pretty good job. And we've talked about it before. When you're running numbers, once you get in those 13-point spreads, like a 2-point edge doesn't hit the same. A 2-point edge on a minus 3 is pretty cool. A 2-point edge on a minus 13, So if you run numbers, they're going to tell you take Brooklyn. I'm not going to do it. Total's 213.5. I don't know what I would do there. I mean, I'd probably play the total if I did play this game. I don't have it. I don't know what, 216, 217. Slight edge there. But another one. I'll tell you what, of the games we've talked about so far, I'd rather take the Pistons plus 6 than get involved with this game. Let's keep it moving. Suns and Timberwolves. I like the Suns plus the points here. And I know that you guys heard me say that against Boston, and I got embarrassed. And, the Suns got swept by the Timberwolves in the playoffs last year. And you can argue that this team isn't even as good. You can also argue the Timberwolves aren't as good as they were last year. So I can see why you'd have some hesitation towards taking the points here with the Suns. But I'm not as worried about it. When I pull up the injury report for that one, Beal's out. That's good for it. And Minnesota's pretty healthy too. So fairly healthy teams here. I would take the points with Phoenix. What do I have that as far as my projected score? Where is it? This is all out of order here. Actually the projection's like Minnesota. Maybe I have this one wrong. The T-Wolves have won the first 3 meetings between these teams. You know what? Maybe I'm going to talk myself out of Phoenix right here, guys. 116.98 on March 2nd. Anthony Edwards scored 44 in that one. Also, Minnesota's been playing well. They had that 8-game win streak. They dropped a couple games. Now they've won. Wait, no, my score screwed up. Minnesota did not beat Minnesota. Excuse me there. Yeah, boy. My initial glance was to look at the Suns, but now that I dig this into the projections like the Timberwolves, and actually, the trends like the Timberwolves. They just keep covering against the Suns. Let's grab some other trends for this game. Phoenix is 8-4 against the spread over their last 12, but I think came on here this show earlier this week, and they're 8-1 over their last 9. So you can see, it's not that good. Phoenix 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 against Minnesota. Minnesota only 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. Total's gone over in 4 Minnesota's last 6 games, and total's gone over 4 Minnesota's last 5 games against Phoenix. What was that total one more time? We do have some trends to the over there. 224, and what do I have this projected at? 229. Yeah, all right. If I were to play it, I take that back. We're not taking Phoenix. We'll take the over. Let's keep it moving. Next game on the docket, Warriors and the Pelicans. Warriors are laying 16. Guys, this isn't a good slate tonight. Warriors laying 16. You know what? I'm not even going to break this game down. I'm not laying 16, and I'm not taking the Pelicans. All right, Knicks and Bucks. This is an interesting game. Damian Lillard and Giannis are out. Who knows if Dame will be back in time for the playoffs? If he's not, I think that essentially ends Minnesota's kind of bleak playoff hopes. However, I think there's a chance that he could come back, so they're going to try and hold on. Giannis is legitimately injured. He obviously plays so well most of the time and has been really durable. So it's one of those things. Sorry about that. For those guys to sit out, we know that they're really hurt. Maybe an over is the way to go in this game. New York's over in 3 straight games. They're over in 4 of their last 6. Both meetings between these two teams went over, and the Knicks are also 26-18 to the over when playing an Eastern Conference opponent. Let's see what the Bucks numbers are on the over at home. The Bucks are 19-16-1 to the over at home. So it's not a huge edge. Knicks only 18-18 to the over on the road. So when you're grabbing some trends to argue the over, you're going to have to grab the recent trends and not the season long. And actually, my projections have this right around, well, they had it on the first number. No, I got this going over. Yeah, I like the over here as well. If you force me to choose a side, I don't know. I don't want to take a side. Let's take the over. Another one that we're not going to talk about. Oh, it's the last game. So, it's going to be a quick rundown today, guys. J-Man, I'm almost done here, man. I went through. I'm not playing these big spreads, and I'm not playing 2 tanking teams. I mean, do you have interest in Jazz plus 18? I'm not laying 18 points, and I'm not taking the Utah Jazz, who are obviously tanking. So that's a tough one to play. If we're going to go for my favorite play of the night, it's the first game we talked about. I'm taking the Detroit Pistons plus 6.5. The other ways I'm looking here is I like overs in the other 3 games. Friday night overs, never a bad thing, right? When we were over at Run Pure with AP, we'd always look for our Friday night overs, and I see a Friday night over popping off in LA or Brooklyn, in Minnesota, and in Milwaukee. So, Jamie, and I hate to be logging off right when you log on, but quick show today. I'm just trying to get back in the swing of things, trying to be more consistent. I am going to try and find a time. I think maybe 4 Eastern, 1 o'clock was a little too ambitious. I'm not getting home in time right now to knock these shows out. So I'm going to get with Tyler, and we're going to get a better time that we can be more consistent on. But we're going to get back up and running. I'm not going to be moving next year. So we're not going to take a hiatus next year for this. And I'm getting back in the swing of things and give you those winners. Best play for tonight, Detroit Pistons plus 6.5. Nuke the house.